I'm in my safe space and I intend to present my safe space to whoever's watching. I look very much so like, damn. Going into a new month, June, I can honestly just hope to save money. I just have a lot on my mind. I don't know why I get in these headspaces where I begin to think and think again and then think and think and think, and then I begin to worry and then it becomes negative and then I'm like, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I've been hanging in there since my last video and just prioritizing my mental health because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I've really been prioritizing healthier ways to cope, relieve stress, anxiety, and just be more accountable and in tune with my feelings and my emotions, and also being able to withstand certain thoughts that come into my head and I'm like, that's not me, and just learning to ignore those negative bad thoughts. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos of different creators sharing their testimony on how to grow and evolve, and I'm still learning. I kind of wish I knew the answer 100%, but that's the most interesting thing, that as time progresses, I learn more, I indulge in more, and I soak in more information and more feedback and different perspectives, and I think that's my growth right there. I never stop growing. There is no stop point. It's just a different distance in time, I guess. No, seriously, it's really coming to terms with having to wait for things to happen, for things to come into your life, for things to become a no to a yes. Because right now, the period that I am in, the era that I'm in right now, a lot of the yeses turned into a lot of no's, and at first it really discouraged me. And if you feel that way, like, don't ever like stop. Don't ever stop going. Please don't. It's easier said than done, but you have to continue to fight. You have to be the change that you want to be. Do you want to change? No, like, seriously, do you actually want to change? Because change is not like the seasons, especially when it comes to you as an individual. It's not like the seasons. It's not like winter, fall, spring, summer. In order to truly change, you have to evolve. A part of you have to die. A part of you have to let go of. The bad habits, it's gotten really tired and old. Like, you have to do what's best for you. But how would you know what's really best for you if you are just starting out at life? If you're young, a little naive, I wouldn't say ignorant, but you're young and unexperienced. You really don't know much, but you're willing to learn and you're willing to put yourself out there. And that's a good start, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the time and the effort. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself as if you are talking to your future self and as if you are comforting your younger self, your past self. You have to take accountability for your actions, and you have to be intentional with what you say, with what comes out of your mouth. You can't say one thing and do the other. No, that's not how it works. You really have to be intentional. And hey, something slips up. Okay, we're not perfect, we're human. But you have to take accountability for your actions, for what comes out of your mouth, for what you say, for what you do. Only you can control you. Not I, not the person down the street from your house, not your classmate, not your coworker, not even your manager. You can only control you. Your actions, your thoughts, and what you do with that depends on you. But you have to be intentional. Intentional, intentional, intentional. It sounds so easy, yet so many of us fail to do it. To be intentional, to have genuine, true intentions, whether it's in a relationship or procrastinating with homework that's due exactly at like 11:59 p.m. Or maybe you have a future job interview coming up and you don't know how to prepare yourself for it, don't know what to say, don't know how to present yourself, how to give off your best professional impressions. All I can say is we have to be intentional within ourselves, because what happens in here, think of it as a garden, literally a garden. So my dad recently got a house, right? He was like, how do I deal with this garden? What do I do? There's weeds coming out. I don't even know what to do with this garden, how to have it flourish, how to get the flowers to grow, and how to make the garden beautiful. Well, you have to be intentional. You have to be willing to pull the dead weeds out, to get rid of the bad habits, to literally check yourself, take accountability for your actions, and be intentional. To be intentional is to be aware, and to be aware of yourself is to be alive. It's literally taking the time out to pause, reflect, and ensure that it's not how the day starts, it's how it ends. And whatever work you are putting in, to make sure it ends on a good note. I'm just saying this because I've struggled for a long time trying to figure out a lot, and it sucks when you feel like you are just a speck of dust on this planet and you don't know, have no clue, no idea what is in store for you. For me, it was as if it was another wrong turn after another wrong turn after another bad turn, and it was just distraught. Like, I don't even know. I'm just very distraught. And part of me, even growing up, I always felt like I was an outlier compared to everyone else. Like, I was just over here and everyone else was right here, and I just couldn't fit in. I never belonged, not even with family. Never really had a sense of finding my own people, my own niche, my own group. And having to go through a lot by myself and being put in dark, really dark places by the grace of God. Like literally God had to, in order for me to listen to him, he had to sit me down and speak to me. And that sit down was not easy because I had a lot of pride. I had a lot of ego. And I had a lot of build up. A lot of negativity build up. But when it came to the right time, because honestly, how do you know if the time is the right time? You'll know when you are intentional. That's when you'll know. When everything you do, how you present yourself, everything about you is intentional and genuine, then you'll know when the right time comes. But honestly, don't give up. You cannot give up. You cannot give up. You cannot give up. You have to keep going. You literally have to keep going, because if you stop, then how would you know what's on the other side if you given up? If you stopped right in the middle of the race, if you never got a chance to see the beauty on what's on the other side of the finish line. So you can't give up. Don't do it for anyone else. Do it for you. Do it for you. Because when you realize how beautiful, how spectacular, how extraordinary you are on the inside, whew, everyone around you will see. Trust me. Once again, it is like the garden. When you water it, you take out the dead weeds, the bad habits, the ugly parts, and you invest and you put in new seeds. You plant seeds and you give it the proper water. You let it get sunshine, and you let it do its thing. You let it grow and you let it exist. Beautiful things will come when you just learn to let go and just let God do its thing, literally. And in time, those beautiful flowers and whatever you've planted, it will blossom. Why would it blossom? Because you've allowed yourself to be intentional with the garden. And the garden is you. The garden is you. And you can't hate the garden. You can't talk down on the garden. You can't feed the garden toxic things. Because how will it grow? How will it learn to be beautiful if it's being suffocated with negativity? The garden is you, and you have to take out the dead roots and the weeds, and you have to plant new seeds. Begin again if you have to. It's called evolving. And some people like to say it's called shedding new skin. You know how like a snake sheds its skin, or a tarantula sheds its skin when it's ready to grow, you know? And for us, I mean, we may not physically shed our skin, but whatever reflects on the inside will reflect on the outside. In the inside of us, internally, we have a garden and we have to water it. We have to flourish nice, beautiful, strong, long-lasting seeds in it. We have to give it positive affirmations. We have to feed it with nutritious meals. We have to take our vitamins. We have to work out, go for a walk, get some air, touch some grass. We have to be intentional with everything we do. And don't get me wrong, there's gonna be days where you wake up and it's like, I'm not having a good morning. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This is not my day. I don't want to be bothered. That's okay. You know why? Because you're being honest with yourself. And so many people, so many adults are walking around these streets, living in this world, existing, and they are not honest with themselves. And that is so detrimental to your health, your physical, your mental, emotional health. It's not good. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be real with yourself. You do. And you have to take accountability. You do. You really do. Enough is enough. And as much as you are tired of your BS, maybe there's people around you who are also tired of it as well. But when you be intentional, accountable, and you learn to let go of this fear of caring what other people think about you, because to be honest, everyone is literally their own main character. Everyone is their own protagonist in their story, in their self-made movie. Everyone. And from my point of view, everyone around me are like NPCs. From your point of view, everyone around you, they're just characters in your own book. And what you choose, how you choose to perceive those around you is up to you. But make sure it's intentional. And I am not a professional therapist. I am just a human being. I'm just a girl. And trust me, you're not alone, because we are more similar than you may think. We are. Don't ever think you're alone, because there's someone out there who's probably going through the same thing. And don't ever think you've got it bad or worse than anyone else, because there's always someone who has it worse. Always. Which is why we gotta be intentional with our thoughts. You have to be intentional with your thoughts. You have to be intentional with your thoughts. You have to be intentional. Because to be intentional is to be aware, and to be self-aware is to be alive. It feels good to be alive because a lot of us right now are existing and they haven't even lived yet. Haven't. A lot of people are not real with themselves. And that's not for you or I to judge. It's not. But this is just to conclude that everything will be okay, and whatever is in the dark will come to light. And sooner or later, everything that you've manifested, everything good, everything that you've prayed for will come. It will flow into your life like a beautiful wave, and you won't even notice it. Please take care of yourself.